everybody, give me a second. I'm not sure if you're online live. And today we need to go here, everybody, right? Give me a second. File and workspace open. Classes, where is classes? There you go. We're live, right? Okay, everybody, give me a second. This is Forex. It's almost Friday, right? Well, today it's our last day, our last session of the tomorrow. We go back on Monday, right, everybody? Okay. All right, let's start. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, students and traders all around the world. This is Mike, the FX boss, without the camera today. I'm sorry, everybody. You know, it's the camera. It's making. I'm going to move this here. All right, so you can see most of the things better. There you go. I'm going to move this in here, and this in here. There you go. Okay, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon again. Hello, John, James. James, wow. James, long time no see. James, what was 3 months, James? 3 months? All right, everybody, good morning. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is Mike, the FX boss, broadcasting live on YouTube and other streaming platforms like Teams. Everybody connect on Teams. My nickname is Education FX Passion. On Teams, you can send me an invite, all right? And remember, I'm looking for traders, and no, this is not a joke. You know, I need to redo the YouTube. So our official partners, we have different official partners, but for starters, for the beginner analyst, right? For the beginner analyst, our partner is Darwinex. Okay, everybody? You're in the Forex course 101 when you're an analyst first. Okay, this is the institutional method. Okay, everybody. So our official partner is Darwinex, everybody. And the goal is to bring you from zero to a millionaire trader in 3 years, everybody, in an institutional way. Okay, if you want the free ebook, as always, please visit this is the ebook. You know, it's talking a little bit about psychology. And talking about psychology, everybody, this month event, it's October 18th, 2025. Learn how to make big money as a trader. Okay, those numbers are public. It's not a joke. Fact. 95 of professional traders, doesn't matter retail or institutional, they don't make big money, right? Why not, boss? Because it's psychology, it's mindset, you know, it's personal, you know, success, it's personal, everybody. So if you want to read a little bit about, if you want to get an understanding a little bit about what is standing in between you and your success, everybody, you have this mind trap. See here, mind trap number 1, the psychological need to belong to a group. Mind trap number 2, you need to be always right. Mind trap number 3, creating false expectations. Mind trap number 4, the need of having control over things. Mind trap number 5, I need to make money. Okay, this is in the very beginning, this stands between you and your success, alright? But we're going to dwell more on this in starting from October. It's going to be 5 weeks, everybody. Moving forward, you're going to graduate from this course when you have your chart set up and ready for trading. Number 2, you have your strategy in place, you understand why you win, why you lose. And number 3, you have a complete understanding on how this market works, so you can analyze the market and make an educated prediction. Today we're going to work most likely on number 3. And there is a disclaimer, everybody, this stream is not trading or investment advice. We're here to learn, okay? I need to do this text, I need to redo this text, you know, to take the adventure beginner trader deal with Darwinex Zero. So for questions and homeworks, again, I'm going to put up in here, you know, it's too much documents. For questions and homeworks, you have my Gmail, everybody, and connect on Teams. It's for free, doesn't cost you a cent, all right? Today, what do you have today? Support, resistance, pivot points in multiple time frames, everybody. Okay, so we're going to learn. All right, give me a second. So let's open our charts, everybody. Okay, and we're here in classes, and we're going to open this one. Okay, everybody, so remember we had, this is the second one that we have the multiple time frames. Okay, when we are trying to learn how probabilities work. All right, and please do ask questions if you have. So left up corner is going to be the monthly chart, left down corner is going to be the weekly chart, right up corner is going to be the daily chart, and the right down corner is going to be the 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour chart example, right? Okay, everybody, you must learn, everybody, this. All right, you must learn this in order to understand probabilities. Okay, now talking about the monthly, we are going to have something like this. Talking about the weekly, we are going to have something like this. All right, talking about the daily, we are going to have something like this. And talking about the 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour chart, we're going to have something like this. All right, everybody. Now this is the market wave, so we're going to change colors, right? It's going to be, that's the market wave, and here again change colors, give it, whoops, not the red but the white. This is the market wave, yellow, yellow again, give it a second, and here yellow again, yellow, click, give it a second. Okay, everybody, and now remember we have the shortened trends, right? So we're going to have higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. I'm going to make it blue and like this, everybody, right? So the blue is the short-term trend, right, everybody? The blue is the short-term trend on the market wave and on the, okay, this is the blue. Now that's the daily on the right side. Now you have lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, higher highs, higher lows, lower lows, lower highs, right? And then you have higher highs, higher lows. Whoops. So something like this. And finally, you know, on the 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour chart, so you have a downtrend, you know, shortened downtrend, you know, and then you have the short-term uptrend, give it a second, short-term downtrend, and then you have finally the short-term uptrend. Okay, but now here we have the pivot point, everybody. Here is the pivot point, and this would be from this perspective, you know, would be something like, so it's the 4 hour chart, the 2 hour chart would be something like this. Okay, and it's an area, right? You know, and from the, so I need to move the, give me a second, everybody, it's going to be something like this, right? I'm going to move it a little bit higher and move this up in here. That's the daily. So the pivot point is something like this, and I need to move this one too a little bit lower, right? A bit lower, and there you go. Okay, everybody. Question: how are you going to trade the 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour chart? No, there is no right or wrong, everybody. This is part of a strategy. You can trade your strategy, but here is the question: what are you going to do? Make sense, everybody? It could be a little bit up or even better, right? Something like this, because it must be the same picture from the monthly, it must be the same picture from the weekly, it must be the same picture from the daily, and it must be the same picture from the 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour chart. Okay. Question: how are you going to trade the 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour chart? John, Marcus, Todd, Paul, Todd, Maxine. Oh, Stella, how are you? Everybody, Alexander, how are you? Long time no see too. How are you going to trade the 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour chart? Everybody, you are trying to understand probabilities, right? Okay. So here we are going to go and we're going to see something. I'm going to write like, okay, market structure, direction. And here we're going to write down, we're going to write STT, short-term trend. Well, we can name it like short-term trend direction. Okay, everybody? No, it's not the daily, though. It doesn't matter. We can put everything. Oh, okay, right. Even better. I don't have the camera today. Whoops, what did I do? Give me a second. Alright, so one more time. This is the short-term trend direction. And here we have the market structure direction, you know. Short-term trend direction and market structure direction. Here we're going to, everybody, we're going to make like short-term trend. Give it a second. STT, short-term trend direction. Okay. And here we're going to put, like, everybody, this is the thought process, right? Here you have the monthly, and here you have the weekly, monthly, weekly, and here you have the daily. All right, everybody, and here you have the 1 hour, 2 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour chart. Okay, everybody, give me a second. I need to take something. Be back in 15 seconds. Everybody, sorry about that. Okay, so let's look at, everybody, let's look at the yellow first. All right, yeah, sorry, let's look at the yellow first. So what do you think, everybody? The monthly, it's up or down? And I'm going to trick you on the weekly. John says up, Marcus up, Stella up, Todd up, Paul up, everybody up, alright? So monthly market structure is up, right? Alright. How is the yellow market structure direction on the weekly? And pay attention to the weekly, everybody. We're talking about relevant highs and lows. Think a little bit before you answer. There is no right or wrong anyway. Everybody? No. Think a little bit. Hello, Alex on YouTube. How are you? Everybody, remember on the weekly, John says down, market structure is down. John, are you sure, John, on Teams? Marcus, down on Teams too. Todd, up on Teams. Maxine, down on Teams too. How is the market structure on the weekly, everybody? Is the question. Hedge fund trader Alex on YouTube. What do you think? How is the market structure direction? John on Teams says down. Are you sure, John? Down. Everybody pay attention. If this is the relevant low and this is the relevant high on the monthly, and this is the relevant low and this is the relevant high, all right, is still a down market structure, or is the lower low, lower high a retracement on the up extension leg? Everybody, listen, everybody, I'm going to say something because I'm looking for traders, alright? I'm not selling you anything. This mistake, John, that you say I'm in a down market structure, this mistake as an analyst, John, it's not acceptable anymore. It might sound harsh, okay? But remember, I'm looking for traders, I'm not selling you a course. Okay, Alex on YouTube is saying short-term downtrend retracement. Olga, how are you? Olga, what do you say? It's the market structure up on the weekly, or it's market structure down on the weekly? And I've told everybody I'm going to trick you with the weekly chart. By the way, Alex, Olga is going to come to the learn how to make big money, and Alex is going to come to how to learn big money, and both of you are going to see Shantana. So there is going to be quite a lot of people from the Forex course 101 in the course Learn How to Make Big Money. 75% uptrend. Alex, the yellow one, it's the market structure. Okay, everybody, the yellow is the market structure on the monthly, on the weekly, on the 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour chart, on the daily. Okay, and the blue one are the short-term trend. Yellow it's market structure, the blue is the short-term trend. Question, how is the market structure direction on the weekly? Now on the monthly we said okay, it's extension, retracement, so the market structure it's up. How is the market structure on the weekly? This is not an uptrend. This is the market structure, the market wave. 75% uptrend, wrong answer. This is the market wave, also called the market structure, everybody. We're talking about the yellow color, okay? So talking to John, everybody, you know, I'm trying to help you because I'm looking for traders. I'm not selling you a course. Everybody said, John, this mistake that you say that it's a down market structure, John, this mistake, it's not acceptable anymore. Make sense, everybody? You cannot make this kind of mistakes. Complete beginner, it's alright, but if you've been around the block for 3 months, 6 months, a year as an analyst, and you have, this is the relevant low of the up extension leg, and this is the relevant high of the up extension leg, and then you say, oh, the market structure is down, or the market wave is down. This is a mistake. It's not acceptable anymore at your level, John. Okay? Yeah, no, boss, you sound... I'm looking for traders. I'm not selling you a course. Make sense, everybody? Big difference. You ask people on Teams, connect on Teams and talk to the guys. I'm kicking, I'm pushing ears constantly. I'm yelling at the guys constantly. Make sense, everybody? Yeah, but we pay you. Sure, you are paying me. Price, it's a filter to see how dedicated you are and are you for real. But we are very clear in the beginning, everybody. I'm not selling you a course. I'm looking for traders. This is something different. Okay? Exactly. Boss, I'm glad that you correct me. Exactly. But you need to have the right mindset to understand. Most people get personally. Make sense, everybody? You need to think in the right way to be successful. When somebody corrects you, you can say thank you teacher or thank you coach for opening my eyes, or you can get offended, you know, because you have the big ego, you know. And I know something about big egos because I had it back in time with Van Tarp for 5 years, you know. And as Van Tarp said, he's gone now, God bless his soul, but he would say, you know, do you want to keep being offended in your mind and, oh, I'm right and you're wrong, or do you want to make money? Those two are not the same. Moving forward, everybody, so are we clear on YouTube, hedge fund trader Olga, hedge fund trader Alex, are we clear why the weekly it's up market structure? If it's not clear, everybody, type in the chat. Boss, not clear. Are we clear, everybody? Alex and Olga on YouTube, are we clear why it's an up market wave? You must learn, everybody, relevant highs and lows. You must learn relevant highs, relevant lows. Okay. Olga says yes, clear, yes, clear. All right. How is the market structure? That's this one. How is the market structure on the daily, everybody? Type in the chat. How is the market structure on the day? There is no right or wrong anyway. In your opinion, based on what you see, how is the market structure on the daily? This is the analyst part thought. You must do all of this work for you to understand probabilities before you go trading 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour chart. Makes sense? This is what you, the retail people, are not willing to do. This is when an institutional analyst who is on a payroll, he is an employee, is doing this process, the thought process every day. But we go to retail trader, retail analyst, and you say, oh, this is too much hard work to me to do, you know, I'm just going to buy or sell in here. Therefore, you have no clue why you win, why you lose. Alex is up. The yellow one, it's the market structure. Alex, is the yellow one making higher highs, higher lows, or is the yellow one making lower lows, lower highs? I draw this like this on purpose, everybody. Okay? You are going to have Fibonacci's many times, different Fibonacci's from different time frames in the opposite direction. So you must learn alignments. Alright? Sometimes something is going to be monthly up, weekly up, and daily down, and 4 hour down. So how are you going to trade 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour chart? How is the probability on the multiple time frames? This is the big deal in the Forex course 101, the institutional method. You're trying to get first you're trying to be a good analyst first, and this is what right now we're doing. Olga also, the daily is going up. The market structure is the yellow. It's making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, everybody. Don't confuse the weekly with the daily. Forex course 101 concept, every time frame has its own market structure and every time frame has its own short-term trends. Yes, sometimes they do overlap. Monthly market structure is going to be the same as the weekly, but sometimes they don't overlap. Everybody, trade what you see exactly, thought on Teams. How is the yellow one? It's making lower lows, lower highs. You know, oh, but the weekly, we are not reading the weekly. This is what you see on the daily. You must follow the pictures. All right, everybody. Then we are going to move to short-term trend direction. You have market structure direction, and then you have, I'm going to build a new arrow, everybody, like this is going to be more visible. Now we need to address market structure direction first, and then we're going to address the short-term direction, which is the blue, but now we are at the yellow, right? Hedge fund trader Alex on YouTube, hedge fund trader Olga on YouTube, is the yellow going down or is the yellow going up? Last chance, everybody. Let me show you something for your eyes, all right? This in here is whoops, give me a second. So this in here is this in here, everybody, give me a second. This in here is this in here, and this and this in, so this part in here, the green one, is this part in here. So this is still red. This from the daily. This is still red, everybody. Give me a second. All right, and we're going to make this transparent, like anything else that I can show you, or no, it's all right, yes, the real is going down, says Alex, going down. Olga got confused with the weekly. Don't worry, everybody. So can you see now how our brain understands information? When everything was yellow, we get confused, agreed? Now with these colors, you must understand that this green on the daily, which is a down retracement, this green, those candles, you know, this is then the market structure, market wave on the 1 hour chart, 4 hour chart. So you have the market wave, the market structure on the daily, it's down, but on the smaller time frame, the 1 hour chart, 2 hour, you know, the market just broke the short term market structure, you know, and then it's going up. Can you see it, everybody? And I'm going to do something different. I'm going to change the color of the short term trend, and I'm going to make this blue. Whoops, not this one. Delete this one. There you go. All right. The short-term trend on the daily is this one. Can you see what happened with the short-term trend on the daily? Short-term trends on the higher time frames many times, not always, not a rule, but short-term trends on the higher time frame are market structure on the smaller time frames many times. Okay, so can you see it now spatially? This circle is this circle, the red, and this rectangle is this rectangle on the green. All right, everybody? The violet is the shortened trend on the 1 hour chart, 4 hour chart. The blue is the shortened trend on the daily. Okay? So daily, again, daily is down, everybody. All right, excellent. How is the market structure on the 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour chart, everybody? Up or down? If the violet is the short-term trend, how is the market structure on the 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour chart? Don't worry, there is no right or wrong. No, this is not a strategy, everybody. We are trying to learn probabilities. Make sense? Olga says up. Alex says up. All right, very good, excellent. On the 1 hour, all we agree, everybody. You know, it's up, right? All right, so it's up. We're going to make it green in here, so it's up. And now talking about, everybody, talking about the short-term trend. Hedge fund trader Alex, hedge fund trader Olga on YouTube. How is the blue? How is the short-term trend? Is the short-term, now we're looking at the blue, everybody. Is the short-term trend up or down on the monthly first? Yes, strategy-wise there is no right or wrong, but talking about analysis, unfortunately, John, there is right or wrong. Candlestick formations, candles, everybody, trend lines, this is not subject to interpretation. You know, you can be objective as an analyst. Make sense? As a matter of fact, your job is to be objective as an analyst. Olga, monthly down. All right, very good. Alex down, excellent. What about the weekly, everybody? How is the weekly? Blue. How is the weekly short-term trend? So short-term trend direction on the monthly is down. How is the short-term trend on the weekly? When you do this, then you're going to understand probabilities. Weekly down, excellent. How is the short-term trend on the daily? Everybody. How is the short-term trend on the daily? Exactly, this is the thought process, everybody, of a good analyst, and this is the learnable skill. Daily up, excellent, very good. Daily it's up. And what about the 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour chart, everybody? How is the violet short-term trend on the 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour chart? Is it up or down? Up, all right, excellent job. Okay. That being said, everybody, you are going to put a line like this, and you're going to then ask two questions, you know. Question number one, how should I trade long term, and what pattern, alright? How should I trade long term and what pattern, and how should I trade short term and what pattern? How should I trade short term? Can you see, everybody? Now you can start to understand and learn, everybody, probabilities and why it's possible that one trader sits in Japan, you know, and buys the market. Somebody sits in Croatia and sells the market. Those two guys or girls are looking at the same chart, same time frame. One is going to buy, one is going to sell exactly the same price, and both can win. If they know what they're doing, both can win. If they don't know what they're doing, both can lose. Olga says 4 hour up, alright. So hedge on Teams, no sorry, on YouTube, everybody. On YouTube, hedge fund trader Olga, hedge fund trader Alex. How should you trade long term? You have the direction on the market structure, monthly, weekly, daily, and the small time frames, and you have the short and trend direction, monthly, weekly, daily, in the 1 hour. How should you trade long term? And what pattern? And before you answer, everybody, now, only now it's the time to look at the pivot point. So you are here and you have below this price section, there is the pivot point. You know, on the weekly chart, whatever you are going to do, buy or sell, you have the pivot point in here. Talking about the daily chart, you have the pivot point in here. And talking about the 1 hour chart, 4 hour chart, the pivot point it's up in here. Question number 1, how should I trade long term? You have a pivot point on the smaller time frame. Here is on the daily, here is on the weekly, and of course on the, you know, on the monthly it's bigger, right? It's an area, you know. Okay. Long term up, all right. What pattern? What pattern do you want to trade, Alex? Boss, what is a pattern? Do you want to trade short on trend up on the monthly, weekly, daily, 1 hour chart, whatever? Or do you want to trade market wave, market structure up on the monthly, weekly, daily, on the 1 hour or whatever? Consolidations, pennants, crowns, whatever pattern is there. Market structure, alright, on what time frame? Hedge fund trader Olga, same question for you. Monthly, alright, excellent. No, this is not a strategy. You are trying to understand probabilities, make sense? And Alex understands great probability because market structure on the monthly it's up, and on the weekly it's up, and on the 1 hour chart, 4 hour chart it's up. So the greatest force and the concept that the higher time frame controls the smaller time frame, everybody, it's up, agreed? But this is market structure wise, this is long term, make sense, everybody? Boss, but I don't like trading the monthly market structure. Your job is not to like thought, your job is to obey the rules. Everybody, if you are not making it in these markets, in this profession, write this down. My job is not to like the process, my job is to follow the rules. Okay? And the next one is, your job is not to think, your job is to do. Okay? Hedge fund trader Olga, how should you trade long term? Boss, is long term only on the monthly? No, it's not. Great question, by the way, Marcus. you have a long-term view on the 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour chart too. You have a long-term view on the daily too. You have the long-term view on the weekly too, and you have the long-term on the monthly. Every specific time frame has the long-term view and the short-term view. Make sense? But Alex says the long-term view, long-term bias, it's up because of the monthly. Sure, this is not wrong. This is absolutely correct. Make sense? But if you say, oh, I'm going to trade the daily long-term up, then we have an issue, don't we? Okay, so a little bit less complex, everybody. How should you trade the short-term? How should you trade short-term and what pattern? There is no right or wrong, everybody. Remember what we are doing? We are trying, everybody, we are working right now on number 3. You have a complete understanding on how this market works, so you can analyze the market and make an educated prediction. Make sense? This is on what we are working right now. You are trying to learn probabilities. Does this make sense? I have 7 minutes, everybody. And remember, next class it goes back on Monday. Okay, next class it's on Monday. 1 hour long with short-term trend up. All right. So do you want to, Alex, do you want to trade the violet? Or do you want to trade the green? Market structure violet, alright. Do you want to go 1/2 risk reward ratio? Or do you want to go 1/1 risk reward ratio? Exactly, Todd says, oh my gosh, I forgot about the pivot point. I forgot about the pivot point. So you're going to enter here on the counter trend line break, everybody. So the stop loss on the short-term trend goes here. This is going to be the stop loss. Can you see it, everybody? Do you want to go 1/1 or 1/2? No, there is no right or wrong. No, you are trying to understand probabilities. Alex, 1 for 1.5. Applause to Alex. This is what we're getting. So, short term, you should trade long. Agreed, everybody? Because let's go step by step. Short term, the correct answer based on what you see. Can you see this is short term? You know, you have the daily and the 1 hour, 2 hour. You have those two aligned, agreed? The daily it's moving up, it's making higher highs, higher lows. And the 1 hour, 2 hour is making higher highs, higher lows. But because the daily market wave is down and we are almost at the pivot point, which equals also past resistances here, this is a trade if you want. Now it's strategy. This is a trade that if you are going to buy, if you're going to enter, you should risk less. Make sense, everybody? Can you do this, everybody? Can you think like this? I'm going to take advantage of the price action. I'm going to take advantage of the market. Those two are aligned. The market crowned on the 4-hour chart. Change the market structure. It's up. This rectangle, it's part of this rectangle. So we are in a down retracement. So I have some space to move, to market to go up. You know, but it's risky because the shorter markets, I mean the market structure on the daily is down. Okay, now I'm going to show you 3 levels on the daily. This is the first level, this is the second level, and this is the third level. Where should you start to risk the normal risk? At the upper level or at the lower level? Oh my gosh, right thought? Can you understand now, everybody? You are trading the 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour chart. If you understand the higher time frame concept, you understand that here you should risk something, here you should risk something else, and up in here, compared to what happened before, you should risk something else too. Those 3 entries, pen and paper, this is $1 million value concept. Those 3 entries on the 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour chart look like the same, but from the higher time frame, those are absolutely not the same. If you can understand this, you're going to be a great analyst and you're going to become a great trader. But you don't want to look the daily, do you? We don't bother with the monthly chart, we don't bother with the weekly chart, we're just staying on the 15-minute chart, 1 hour, 2 hour chart, and everything that we do becomes random. We make money and lose money because you don't have time, or you don't bother, or you are smarter than me, and so on and so on. I mean, maybe you are smarter than me. I don't know, but entering in here, look at the daily, entering in here, look at the daily, or entering in here, those 3 entries on the 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour chart, they're going to look the same on the 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour chart, but those are totally different from the hard time frame. Who is smart enough to tell me why is the green entry on the 1 hour chart from the daily totally different from the entry, the violet entry on the 1 hour chart? Who is going to tell me why is this entry on the 1 hour chart different from the daily perspective compared to this entry from the 1 hour chart from the daily perspective? Download this lesson, everybody, rewatch it hundreds of times and study the charts and come back and prove me wrong, like, boss, what you're teaching is no sense, or whatever may be the case. Boss, this is a difficult question. Well, project everybody, project this retracement on the daily, project it up to here. Can you project this? Now your brain should see something. How is this? How is this entry on the 1 hour chart, 4 hour chart different from the daily? Applause to Olga. Exactly. The market structure is broken with the green level. Alex on YouTube. We will be going long on extension. Exactly, everybody. Okay. This is worth gold. If you understand this, I'm telling you, this is priceless. That you should risk less going long on the 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour chart until the market crowns, until the market breaks the relevant high. And when this happens on the daily, simultaneously on the weekly, look what is going to happen on the weekly. Can you see, everybody, the weekly? Can you understand this, everybody? Can you see the logic behind in risk management also? If you don't bother, you have no chance in this market. I'm sorry to tell you. This is the if you can implement this way of thinking with the logic that makes sense, like, oh, now I have an up market structure on the daily. So now that I have an up market structure on the daily, an up market structure on the 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour chart, so this is going to become this. Therefore I should now risk the normal risk, if not more, compared to before. And this is the understanding of probabilities in the financial markets. You cannot win at this job, this profession, make a lot of money until this lesson it's clear to you. You have now all the alignments. Now you need to find the pattern, right? Don't do stupid things on the stop loss and everything. But now it's, oh, I should put more risk compared to before on the 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour chart. In conclusion, checking the higher time frames and checking the alignment, it's critical. Okay? Alright, everybody, this is our last lesson of the week. See you back on Monday. Alright, we're going to move classes to the normal time, which is 1 hour later. Okay? On Monday, our class is going to be at the same time as it right now that we're finishing the class, alright? It's going to be 10:30 Brazilian time. I'm not sure where you live, everybody. Give it a like on YouTube, help the channel grow. It's for free for you. Tell your friends and family and the arrogant traders and analysts to come to the show to talk. Alright, everybody, see you back on Monday. Until Monday, stay strong and analyze the chart like a boss, everybody.